as to the possible outcome, as to the possible strategies and tactics, legal and otherwise. We talk to, everyone calls him the Pinoy street lawyer of Santo Tomas, and also an avid cyclist and a Gawad Manileño awardee. We have,
And law practitioner.
and of course,
Trial practitioner.
and trial attorney Danielito DJ Jimenez,
DJ.
aka yun, Pinoy street lawyer. Attorney, thank you for joining us in the studio,
Thank
sir.
you. My pleasure, Idol Lord.
Kayo, idol, sir. Okay, your thoughts so far on the trial? Kasi may mga nagsasabi that the presiding officer should already put his foot down kasi medyo nagiging over-judicialized na raw.
Well, actually, this impeachment proceeding, we must remember that this is both political and legal. If we will be too strict about it, all that the prosecution needs to establish is the grave threat that was committed by the Vice President. Nothing more, nothing less. But I think at the end of the day, they tried to make it theatrical because people are watching. So sa dulo, I suppose because of the political nature of the impeachment proceedings, the votes of the senator judges would not really be strictly geared towards legal. Kaya ganun din ang strategy ng defense, di ba? Earlier, pinalabas din yung video recording where the Vice President uttered some unsavory remarks against the House.
Pero ang sinasabi nila, yung sinasabi mong theatrical, that's on whose side? Defense or prosecution,
I
sir?
think both eh. Both eh. Kasi kung tutuusin, ako as a law practitioner, yung 3 oras na pag-authenticate, that rarely happens in court. As a matter of fact, in most cases, to prevent na ipe-play mo pa pagkahaba-haba, ini-stipulate mo na lang. Ibig
Hindi ba,
sabihin,
ito yung-
nag-agree ka.
Ito yung mga nasa pre-trial dapat, Attorney DJ.
Yes, dapat pinag-agrihan na lang nila yon. Nung una, sabi ko, nagtataka ako, bakit yung defense, hindi pa nila in-stipulate na admitted na yan? Kasi, how can you argue against the authentication by the NBI? Everybody was able to see it, no? Now, hindi nag-stipulate ang defense. So, nagkaroon ng opportunity ang prosecution to present it, and ayan nga, na-highlight, hanggang ngayon, pine-play pa rin. Now I realized na I think that was purposely made because they were also about to present portions of the same video na would also create public attention, which is, yun nga, yung entire context ng meeting.
Yung gusto
Pero technically, simple lang naman dito eh. May threat ba o wala? And is this threat, does this amount to a high crime or a betrayal of public trust sufficient to convict the Vice President, at least on Article 4?
Bakit mahalaga yung, may saysay ba yung pagtatanong ng defense lawyer kanina kung alam ba ng witness ang kaibahan ng krimen sa felony?
Siguro ang purpose lang nila, kasi pag sinabi mo kasing felony, crime is more generic than a felony. Yung felony is more of serious offenses. So parang siguro ang gusto nilang sabihin hindi serious crime or hindi high crime yung grave threat. Because if you look at the revised penal code, yung grave threat below 6 years lang. Pero kung ginamit mo ang electronic evidence, 1 degree higher. Still, hindi pa rin siya maituturing na kagaya halimbawa ng murder na heinous crime or a high crime. But of course, that is something that is argumentative because we've seen that in the Corona impeachment. Ang kaso lang ng Chief Justice ay non-disclosure ng kanyang bank account. Yet, it was considered by the Senate Impeachment Court as a violation doon sa betrayal
Of public trust.
trust.
O, kasi
So,
parang,
very vague.
parang yung kung mapapagkatiwalaan ka pa ba namin ulit, yung simpleng pagcast lang ng shadow of a doubt doon sa pagkatao o sa kakayahan mo, sa moral capacity ng isang tao.
govern.
Attorney DJ, singit lang natin. All right, this just in, House prosecutors will no longer present the office of the Vice President Chief of Staff, Zulaika Lopez, and Captain Belinda Bello as their next witnesses in the trial. The prosecution said that their testimonies are totally unnecessary because Vice President Sara Duterte's remarks were captured on video with Lopez and several media personnel present during the press conference. Prosecutors also noted that the defense used the same video, including footage of Lopez crying, indicating its authenticity is no longer in question. Labo. All right. So, hindi pala matutuloy. Anyway,
I was expecting that actually because kanina nakita na siguro ng prosecution yung tact ng defense, which is to also generate reaction from the people by presenting yung context ng meeting. Now, alam mo sa practice, no, if you are not sure of what a witness will testify on, very dangerous yung
if you don't know the
ipipresent mo.
answers ng witness mo, do not ask questions.
The best cross is no cross, so to speak. No? So, very dangerous din to present a hostile witness, lalo na kung magiging mahusay ang pagsagot niyan. And yun nga lang, ang impeachment kasi is not similar to a court proceedings,
Oo.
both political and legal. But if it would have been an ordinary court proceedings, hindi mo kagad pwede kang magpatawag ng adverse or hostile witness. Kailangan, avail mo muna yung modes of discoveries na tinatawag, yung written interrogatories. Ibig sabihin, tatanungin mo na muna siya, ano ba yung gusto mong ma-elicit? Last resort, yung
So pwede yun.
ipapatestify mo siya.
Pwede itanong yun out loud. Yung ano ba yung point nitong question. Parang yung okay lang ba yun? Kasi parang yung kay Risa Ontiveros, may mga nag-question. Kung yung tinatanong ba, halimbawa ng prosecution would lead to a specific conclusion.
Yung manner of questioning ng mga senator judges, ako hindi lang ako nag-agree na ang tinatanong nila yung abogado because the lawyers are not the witnesses. Ang clarificatory questions should be directed to the witness. Nung mga unang araw, parang may mga questions sila na directed sa
Abogado.
sa lawyers na nag-o-orate na tuloy.
Then again, sasabihin nila, hindi naman to standard criminal procedure.
Ayun nga kasi, yun ang ano. Pero sa tingin ko, that has to be corrected and I think ang presiding officer, kinlarify na na you direct your questions to the witnesses.
Ang hirap, no? Di yung nakasulat sa bata, parang the rules of procedure will be as practicable as possible. Sino magde-decide doon at hindi wala yatang
Very
linaw yun.
vague
Tony DJ,
siya,
diba?
very fluid kasi nga, again, we go back to the definition of an impeachment proceedings which is both political and legal. Ang medyo gusto ko din i-raise sana, no? Kasi at the end of the day, ang question sino ba nag-finance ng impeachment proceedings? Yung million na ginagastos nila, every taxpayer does that. So, I think it's right to call for accountability, but to allow it to prolong this much, na it will take 3 hours to authenticate a document, parang baka meron pang ways and means by which the impeachment court can avail of certain procedural grounds under the rules na mapapabilis. And what is that? Sa regular court proceedings, sa civil cases, allowed yung tinatawag na judicial affidavit. Ibig sabihin, yung direct examination na ginagawa ilang oras, pwede mo nang i-reduce in a judicial affidavit. Anyway, this is public, pwede nilang i-upload. And then during the hearing, ipapa-identify na lang yun. Kung may objections yung defense on that type of questioning, kung leading o hindi, raise na nila. But bottom line, once the judicial affidavit is identified, then it serves as a direct testimony na shortcut mo.
Correct.
Tapos cross-examination
Wala na ibang pag-uusapan.
Wala na. So, maagang matapos tong impeachment proceedings, the better for us. Kasi both legal and procedural, kahit anumang legal argumentation ang erase mo dyan sa dulo. Numbers game and politics will prevail.
Dito makikita yung halaga talaga ng presiding officer. Kung feeling niya na sapat na nakakadalawang araw na tayo may dito sa isang witness, ano bang mapipigang mo rito? At paulit-ulit na nga lang yung argument. Okay.
Sa ordinary court proceedings, even the judge can say, you finish your cross now.
Di ba?
Pwede.
Okay. Ang sinasabi ng defense, no, walang direct evidence of an actual hitman or assassin hired. Ang kailangan pa ba na mapatunayan na may ganyan pagdating sa threat?
Yun nga, we go back to the articles of impeachment. At kung malinaw naman sa articles of impeachment na threats lang yung issue, yung grave threat. So, sa tingin ko, it becomes irrelevant. Kaya lang, no less than the prosecution said na meron kaming ebidensya na may hitman. Tapos
let's see
biglang
it.
nag-testify si NBI, wala kami.
Wala naman pala.
So, pwede sana hindi na kasi...
Alam mo, Attorney DJ, binabalikan ko yung Clinton trial. Of course, binasi lang naman natin yung ano natin sa American system, ano. Pero makikita mo ron, malinaw walang mga legalist halos. Ang linaw-linaw ng mga paliwanag nila.
Tsaka mabilis.
Mabilis, oo. Tapos ganun din, yung hindi ma-define, hindi na nakalagay sa under high crimes and other high crimes. Pero attorney, ano ba yung high crimes? May sinulat ba ang batas ng high crimes?
Pag tinignan natin kasi yung constitutional provision on impeachment, specific yung mga crimes yung culpable violation of the Constitution, bribery, ano pa ba, betrayal of public trust, treason, and other high crimes. So, if we will be very strict about it sa statutory construction, yung statutory construction is a way to interpret legal provision. Siyempre, yung high crimes should technically relate to those. No? Kaya lang, yung term kasi na betrayal of public trust, yun yung parang pinakamalaking takeaway para medyo kung sa tingin ng impeachment court, yung fitness mo as a public officer, na breach mo, yung na-violate mo, malawak eh. Gagaya nga nung kay Justice Corona. And yun lang, if we again look back in history, no, although na-convict siya, no less than the Supreme Court later on granted released his retirement pay, which many view as an institutional restitution. Without saying na nagkamali ang impeachment court at the time, nirecognize nila kasi hindi naman daw sinasabi sa ruling ng impeachment court na forfeited yung kanyang mga benefits. No? Pero may impact. Diba?
Ganon din sa kay ERAP, di ba?
Correct, oo. So, kaya nga very interesting eh. Kaya lang, sa dulo nga, the senator judges will have to explain their votes, no? And sa dulo, kailangan pa rin yung 16 votes. Kaya nga kung hindi rin naman to makukuha yung 16 votes, ang tanong is it still relevant to proceed? Which I think it is still because this is a call for accountability. Pero wag naman yung sobrang tagal at parang anong nangyayari na.
Parang
with
trial lang.
Utmost respect, parang madami na ding nag-grandstanding di ba? So parang nagiging vehicle siya for campaign So another question, ano ba to? Magiging election issue ba ang impeachment? Diba?
Sinasabi nila, ang preparations for 2028 happens now. That's for all. That's for everyone, ano? Ang magiging sa mga pinapasok sa Malacanang recently. Pero yung evidentiary standards ba, sa tingin ninyo, Attorney DJ, at least kailangan ba meron?
Siyempre naman, because they have to explain to the public din Kaya itong nangyayari, I think it can go either way If you are a senator judge in defense of the VP, all you need to argue is that I find this not as a serious or a high crime. And then if you are naman against the Vice President, this is a clear betrayal of public trust.
walang linaw. Walang...
Kasi nga, political and legal.
Relative pa rin siya.
So,
kung
ang
ano.
tanong, where to?
Ang prolonged trial would benefit which side sa tingin mo?
It will all depend doon sa ma-unravel no? In the next hearings. No? Kasi magandang issue rin yung bank accounts. Because if it exposes the VP na ang dami pala niyang pera, importante rin yan. At saka ako tingin ko ang relevance nito, being an election issue, yung mga undecided voters na hindi sila sigurado kung sino ba ang kakampihan nila in 2028, baka maging material ito.
Pero sinasabi nila na considering na itong Article 4 na inuna nila ang pinaka to use sexy. Kaya ito inuna nila kasi may video at bantaan ay palaging may drama. Pagdating daw sa mga susunod na mga articles, yung mga interesting yung pera, no? Sinabi mo, Attorney DJ. Pero sa bilyon-bilyones magin, parang abstrakto na sa Pinoy yan. At yung mga forests of numbers and columns and sa mga ledger lines ay, kumbaga, may panganib na mawala na talaga yung atensyon, interes ng publiko. Of course, nasa prosecution ito kung paano nila ipepresenta, no?
And very interesting dyan kasi ito lang naman base doon sa nakita natin nung una, no? Yung mga accounts involve accounts of other individuals who are not
Sabihin natin, hindi friendly with the law.
hindi lang yun, hindi siya connected sa Vice President except tatay niya, kagaya ng accounts nila
Ayan,
Duterte
tama.
daw, ni former President, ni Kitty. Tingin ko, malaking issue yun kasi ang technically, when you talk of the salin, yung salin lang ng VP, pati yung kanyang spouse. So yun lang dapat. So yung mga ibang taong involved, medyo pwede yan theoretically ma-objectan. Lalo na kung di naman mga public officials. So very interesting how the impeachment court will rule on this. No?
Yung issue kanina ng sedition, inciting to sedition, nakakapagtaka lang na itong NBI agent, tinanong siya kahapon about certain things na medyo institution-wide na supposedly yung tanong. Na sinasabi niya, parang to the effect that it's way above my pay grade. Pero kanina, nung tinanong siya about yung, why do you think it's inciting to sedition? Sinite niya ang Facebook at Attorney DJ at sinabi niya, binase ko sa mga comments sa Facebook na yung mga tao are ready to rally behind her at mag-EDSA, etc., etc. Katanggap-tanggap ba yun ngayon?
Well, again, in purely legal discourse, kulang yun, di ba? Kasi ang element ng inciting to sedition, you incite the people to rise up in arms against the government. Medyo there's a thin line between criticizing the government and yung reaction nga nila, kasi hindi porke kinriticize mo, tapos nagalit sila, inciting to sedition na. Dapat talaga sinasabi mo, wag niyong sundin. O ipiprevent mo ang branches of government to perform yung kanilang constitutional duty. At the same time, I think, I'm not sure if tinanong ng defense na was the Vice President ever charged in court, no? Kasi malinaw naman yun, kahit sabihin ng NBI na it could amount to inciting to sedition, grave threat, but the fact is, ala pang court case na nafa-file and wala rin conviction. But at the same time, again, this is an impeachment court. No? So for purposes of impeachment proceedings, pwede pa rin, in theory, sabihin ng senator judges, to our mind, this is inciting to sedition. To our mind, this is grave threat. Kahit wala pang conviction. Kasi iba ang criminal proceedings, iba ang impeachment.
Pero attorney, siyempre may kukontra pa rin sa hirit mo na as much as possible, ito pa rin ay may judicial, kumbaga, worth, may both
legal
may
dapat.
may legal pa rin.
May legal
Oo.
basis, di
Parang,
ba?
sino ba magde-decide dong sa linya?
Impeachment court, syempre.
Yung
At
korte
saka, technically, yung presiding officer ang mag-a-assess din nun eh. Kung
So, in a way-
i-allow ba yung evidence to be introduced or
So
not.
in a way, mahirap din yung walang legal training yung presiding officer.
Oh, definitely. Ako, tingin ko, tama lang na si Senator Cheese in terms of experience niya sa trial practitioner. Kasi nag-practice naman yan. Eh.
Oo.
So, hindi kasi porke naging abogado ka na at ang pamilya mo, pamilya ng mga abogado, kaya mo na mag-practice. In fact, may scarcity ng mga law practitioners.
Nako, sinabi mo yan.
Kaya maganda rin tong impeachment proceedings dahil hopefully may mga ma-encourage na mag-law, mag-practice. Yan. Ako, ilang taon na ako nagpa-practice. Hindi ko pa ma-perfect. Puro practice.
Pinag-usapan namin isang batang abogado. Kumukonti raw ang mga naglilitigate ngayon.
Yes, I would say so. Kasi walang pera. Well, in general.
Talaga?
Well, hindi siya ganun. If you compare it siguro sa corporate practice, no? Kasi sa corporate, yung tinatawag na table lawyering, na
Yes.
hindi ka na kailangan mag-travel kung saan-saan. Transaction lawyer ka.
Mas malaki kita sa ganun.
Sabi nila. Pero ako kasi, sa akin, of course, yung lawyering, I still consider it as a vocation. Hindi lahat kasi nabibigyan ng opportunity na makatulong. to
Saka mahirap
dispense with
pag-litigate,
justice.
di ba?
Very din siya kasi
May performance factor siya.
well, to be successful in law practice, you should be at least be good at both written advocacy and oral advocacy. Hindi ka lang magaling sumulat, hindi ka lang din magaling magsalita, kailangan balanse. At saka you have to be a people person. Mahirap kasi may kanya-kanyang idiosyncrasies ang bawat korte. So hindi mo pwedeng ilabas yung ugali mo kung ang ugali mo mainitin ang ulo mo.
Ay, pwede.
Medyo
May mga naging senador na
mahihirapan ka.
ganyan, pero magagaling.
Senador, no? Oo, sa bagay, pero sa korte hindi pwede kasi sa
At
korte.
human rights lawyers pa sila. Pero mainitin ang ulo. Hindi siya people person, pero tama yung North Star niya malinaw. Pero Attorney DJ, okay, kasi ang tawag dito, sa tingin mo, sinong mas nakapunto so far sa 4 na araw ng pagdinig?
Ako sa palagay ko kasi unfair din naman na para sabihin na yan. But at the end of the day, in the interest of due process, you should still allow naman the camp of the defense to later on present their evidence. It's too
May pagkakataon
premature
naman,
naman to say na hindi na patunayan ng defense. Hindi pa talaga dahil hindi pa naman sila. In fact, in practice, you don't establish your evidence through the other party's evidence. Kumbaga, if it's your time to present your evidence, talagang doon ka magdo-double time. Pero pwede mong sirain.
Sirain.
As to whether or not nasira o hindi, ako sa tingin ko, yung objective ng defense in showing na nagkaroon ng bias, no? Yung NBI, it might not be directly relevant to the charge of threat dahil ang purpose lang nila establish na threat was committed. As to whether or not there was bias, nagkaroon ba ng procedural lapse, that would be secondary. Pero dun sa kanilang effort to play, no? Yung pakita yung more or less the other context of the meeting, malaking bagay yan, not in law, but for political purposes.
Again, hindi nga legal. Hindi to
Yes.
purely legal.
Hindi kasi siya purely legal.
So, yung 11 days na binigay sa grave threats, maaari ding ma-establish yan, of course, yung pagiging hindi stable, yung emotional instability, halimbawa, nitong Vice President, kunyari, among many other things, pwede nilang gawin.
Yun actually yung ginawa nila by continuously playing. In fact, I think they have succeeded kasi yung mga iba na hindi naman nakapanood, nagulat din, no? So, yun ang kanilang purpose. So, yan yung prima facie evidence na ito nga. Meron ngang threat.
Ako nga,
So,
hindi ko alam yung mga may ibang parts pa pala ron na first time ko lang narinig, of course, kasi parang marami doon ay first time nga lang makikita na sa kanyang kabuuan ng 2 hours, ano?
Yun nga yung ine-expect ko nung una na ang defense is ni-stipulate na nila. Kasi when you stipulate on electronic evidence, hindi na kailangan i-play kasi in-stipulate na nga. And maganda, interesting din kasi nung sila na yung nagpapa-play, nag-i-stipulate na yung prosecution dahil maaring ayaw din nila na ma-highlight. Pero nag-rule ang presiding officer
Actually,
na...
pwede nilang iyan. Pwede nilang igiit yun, di ba?
Okay, kaya lang, pinagbigyan na i-play yung sa kanila eh. So, the presiding officer would thought it better na hindi, bigyan na natin, i-allow na natin. So, in that sense, medyo nakapag-introduce sila ng a different perspective insofar as the political aspect of...
Tama ba itong observation ng ilan sa mga sumusunod, sir, no, sa media? Ang sabi nila, ang defense may tendency na mag-focus too much on
Technicalities.
the technicals and the legals. Samantalang, ginagawa yun ng prosecution, but at the same time, alam nila na may nanonood sa kanilang publiko at ina-address nila yung mga bagay niyan. Tama ba yung observation niyo, sir?
Well, sabi ko nga, that's the right of every lawyer naman to object. Now, whether or not it is sound o makakatulong, probably for political purposes. Kasi yung alam mo naman ng netizens, ano? Konting reaction lang. Oh, nag-object ganito. Oh, ginrant. They think na big deal ito eh. But in law, if we base it purely on the political considerations, hindi siya ganun ka-relevant. And it does not automatically destroy the fact that there was threat committed.
Sa huli, numbers game pa rin to.
Sa huli, numbers game and politics. And tingin ko nga dyan, talagang siguro, kung makikita ng mga senator judges na if I convict, will it boost my chances? I will convict. But if it will not, then pwedeng hindi.
Yung kanilang gauge for the public opinion pa rin ang mahalaga.
Mahalaga. That is the political side of the impeachment. As to whether or not mas magiging controlling yung political aspect of it, well, time will be the ultimate truth teller.
Ganda. The pure light of the law, time as the ultimate truth teller.
Marami pang pwede mangyari.
Marami pang pwede mangyari. May 87 days pa tayo. Alright. Sa mga may nais po isang guni, pwede po kayong pumunta sa official Facebook page po ni Attorney DJ Jimenez, the official Pinoy Street Lawyer
Official,
Facebook page.
dahil nahack yung dati ko kayo.
Seryoso? Walang patawad
2010 ko pa ginawa yan eh. But it's all right kasi ako naman, that is not really to make money, but it's to educate. It's very important na we give back to society kung ano man yung benefits na nakukuha natin.
May dahilan kung bakit ang tawag kay Attorney DJ Jimenez is the Pinoy Street Lawyer. Dalawin niyo po yung kanyang Facebook. Maraming salamat sa
My
inyong
pleasure,
oras.
sir.
Thank you for coming all the way sa studio, Attorney DJ Jimenez. Nagbike ka ba?
Kaninang umaga.
Ayan. Sa ikaunlad ng bayan, bisikleta ang kailangan.